Hey guys, I'm still halfway preparing and not done, and I don't know. Let's just click go live and let's do it. Is my audio working? I think so. It's a bit low maybe. There we go. Is my audio okay? Can you guys see me? Hey, hello. I hear some music from this tab. Yes, we have started. My headphone is too big for some reason. So I'm half prepared, half not. But hey, what else is new during the live streams, I guess? Audio is fine. That's what I like to hear. My desk is a giant mess and you're all going to see it. And let's just have fun for a few hours. Loud and clear. Good. Let's see. I got my chat here. Oh, we got spammers already. Thanks, Johnny. It's still... Nope. Other side. What's going on? There we go. Yes, that's better. Oh, Mako is calling Johnny a fake Dutchie. Your head has shrunk. I don't know. Maybe, or something happened to the headphones. I don't know. We'll see. I'm using the new camera again. Not sure yet about this lens and angle. It's a bit closer up than normal, but then again, this is the face shot, and we still have the top-down shot, and we actually have third camera today. So let's see how that works out. That took a little bit to set up, but I think it's working now. Should I ban him? I don't know. I don't know what he said. So I'll leave it up to you. Maybe just kick him and give him a timeout first. And then if it's a repeat offender, we'll ban his ass. Right. So let's see if this is all okay. This looks okay. Yes. Let's move this to over here. This PC should now also no longer be crashing. At least last time it didn't, so that's good. Let me do a Discord broadcast that we're live. Because otherwise, how do people know? Discord, where are you? Announcements. Yes. Everyone. And we're live. Bam. Yes, do it. Good. Okay, Discord away. This is good. Must have missed something, didn't see anything earlier. Or Johnny was just like, you know, since he's like on every tech tuber's live stream in existence, he's become the master spam sniper on YouTube, I guess. I don't know. Hey, caught a live stream, says She Sharpworm. Nice. Oh, no, don't ban Maiko. He didn't do anything wrong. Oh, M6 Droid is here. Cool. The live notification was on my phone before I heard you typing. Okay, nice. I guess, I think. Wait. Oh, you mean the Discord notification. Yeah, that's the magic of YouTube delay. There's also always like 15-20 seconds delay or something like that. Namaste and congratulations on the new adventure you are with your profession, or should I say, fully embracing the hobby as a profession. I don't know what to call it. It's kind of a bit of everything. It's like my hobby has become my work, but it was already more work than hobby still, the way I was doing it with selling all the boards and stuff, and it's now a bit of both, I guess, and that's fine. I still enjoy it. But then again, I also enjoyed my day job, so that wasn't really an issue. I don't know. I feel really blessed. That's good. Yo-Yo Gerrit is here. Good evening and all, Quindor. Nice. Oh, good evening all and Quindor. I should be paying attention here. Focus is spot on. Oh wait, you said there was a focus issue? Oh, the focus though. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, we're streaming in glorious 1440p because the 4K option seemingly disappeared on YouTube. And the camera is set to face focus. So as long as it detects my face, and it is confused sometimes, it should be okay. I think I need to tweak the settings a little bit, but I haven't gotten around to that yet. So, since it's time, let's take a look at the desk. And there is a tiny black square here. Do you see this tiny black square? That's for my third camera, which is currently turned off. I don't know, let's just remove that for now. Nope, that didn't work. This one? Yes. Okay, tiny black square is gone. So, let's take a look at this. Because, do we all remember... Okay, I need to turn on the extra camera. About a year ago, there was also a live stream where we built this server, basically. And the camera's too close. Let's move it away a little bit. There we go. This server, and I have all the discs yanked out. So I had a bunch of discs in there. Did I go that way around? Yes. That's how long I haven't looked at this thing. No, maybe not. Maybe, yeah. See, I haven't looked at this thing for so long. I'm even inserting the discs the wrong way. No. See, I don't remember. Was it right the first time? Ah, it was right the first time. So yeah, these are some old 2 terabyte Samsung discs, which actually died while building this server because there was an issue where the server would turn itself off repeatedly, and thus the discs were power cycled a lot. And these discs are like 12 or 13 years old, and if you keep them running, that's not a problem. But if you start power cycling really old discs, they'll die really quickly. So I think most or all of them are now dead. Now these were my testing discs and to do my video series, and for some reason with the hardware that was in here, I wasn't able to get a stable system that wouldn't randomly turn off after a minute, an hour, or 2 days. And I've never been able to figure it out what it was. So I kind of gave up on it and decided, okay, I like the chassis and we have the power supply and everything is cabled, and I actually replaced all the fans with Noctua. That's still an upcoming video, which has been postponed for a year. That's all fine. But so what I did was, it was like, okay, let's buy new hardware. Oh, Unexpected Maker is here. What OS will you use? I will be running Proxmox because I like Proxmox. I have a few Proxmox boxes here at home, and well, I like Proxmox, so that's what we'll be running. So I decided to go out and buy some new hardware, and that consists of an Intel i5-12400. So that's a 6 core CPU with only 6 P cores, no E cores as the new 12th generation works. So it's really the latest one, and 6 cores, more than overkill for a backup receiving machine. But since I'll be running Proxmox and have 32 gigs of memory and SSDs and stuff like that, if I wanted to run some VMs on it in that remote location too, this would easily be capable of that. So this comes with a boxed cooler included. Ooh, there's the CPU. But if anyone remembers the original DIY backup server replacement, I had a very old cooler from Noctua in there, which still fit on that motherboard. And it can still work using one of these kits. So we're still going to use that same cooler. I hope everything fits. If it doesn't, we'll use the box cooler. It comes with it. But I'm hoping I can use the Noctua cooler that I actually already have in here with this little kit. And then I went with a Z690 motherboard. And now you're going to say, why are you pairing a i5-12400K? No Ks. Non-K, that's especially important, with a Z690 motherboard. Well, I could have gone B660 or even H610 or H670 or whatever, the cheaper variants that don't allow overclocking and stuff like that. But then you lose out on some features, and actually the B660 motherboards that were available were only 10 euros cheaper than this guy. So this was 170 euros I think I paid. Not a lot. The links are all for all the hardware are in the description if you want to pick some up. And it does come with more I/O lanes, which can be beneficial for, you know, overkill stuff you want to do. So let's take a quick look at what's in the box. I/O shield, SATA cables, screw probably for the PCI, the little PCI slot, but we'll talk more about that later. Screw for M.2, screw for M.2, manual. Let's put that over here. Okay. Proxmox sounds more like a cereal for children. What? No, it doesn't. Proxmox is pretty cool, actually. I like Proxmox a lot. As I said, I have a few boxes running on Proxmox. So I haven't even taken this out of the box yet. Haha. Okay. Right, we'll deal with that later. So this is a budget motherboard, so it's kind of barren in regards to its features, but it has the things I need. It has 4 SATA ports. Now, the current backup server has 5 times Seagate IronWolf 10 terabyte disks in a RAID Z2, and I want to transplant those because I'm not buying new disks. Those disks are still fine. But I only have 4 SATA ports. Now, there's 2 solutions for that I'm looking at, or actually 2.5, you could say. But let's take a look at the motherboard first. So this one at least has some heat sinks. Not a lot, but any heat sinks help. And the most interesting thing is, I bought the i5-12400 over a Ryzen CPU, because this has a built-in GPU, so we don't have to worry about plugging in any GPU, and the motherboard has a single port, which is an HDMI port, but that's fine. That's fine. That's the only thing I need for, you know, image. Other than that, it has 2 times PCIe times 16, although I believe... Oh, this heatsink. Okay. Yeah, you can always check on the back. This is an actual times 16 PCI slot, and this is a times 4, and this is a times 1, I think. Yes, I believe so. So you can always check at the back. So even though it's an X16 slot holder, it's only electrically connected to times 4, I think, and this one is times 1, and this is times 16. But that does open options, and I like that this slot is open-ended, so there's no clear edge here like over here. So even if you had a longer card, you could plug it in, but then again, they put the battery socket here. So let's see if I tried that. Yeah, so that's stupid. Okay, so they did use an open-ended slot, so you could use longer cards, but then they put the battery slot there, so if you actually have a longer card, you can't actually use it. That's kind of stupid. That's so sad. Why would they do that? Okay, anyway, that's too bad. Now, we have 4 SATA ports, and I need at least 5, because I have 5 hard drives. There's multiple solutions for that. I've ordered a little card that goes into this M2 Wi-Fi slot, because this is just a PCIe times 1 slot, I believe, and that has 2 SATA ports. So then I have 6 SATA ports, and I only need 5, unless I use a SATA boot SSD, which we did originally. But now I also have 2 M.2 slots. And people who remember or watch the channel more often and stuff like that, I did a lot of Pci plotting. Those SSDs get kind of used up. But they're still fine as running for a simple boot drive or whatever. Even if they're at 80% of their, or 20% left of their lifespan, they're still fine SSDs and won't fail anytime soon under a normal workload. So I have 4 which were in my plotting system, which currently isn't needed anymore because I have my plots. So I'm going to reuse those M.2 SSDs as a mirrored boot drive over NVMe. So that's complete overkill, but hardware I already had, and well, although its lifespan has been used up, it can still run for years and years using a light load like, you know, a boot disk. And then I plan on using this slot for the 2 extra SATA ports. Now let me look those up real quick, because I did put a link in the description. This one. Hold on. Copy link. So it's this link. Holy shit. No, don't do that, YouTube. Oh. Hold on. Let me get my Chrome. And then I need to click a few times. Hold on. There, that should do it. And let me paste that. Okay, so that's this little thing. And this plugs into this slot over here. Let me show you in the big cam. So this M2 Wi-Fi slot can accept this, you know, 2-port SATA card. And that gives me my 2 extra ports without taking up a PCI slot or an M.2 slot. So I can use 2 M.2s in mirror using ZFS. And then I get my extra SATA ports from here. And then I still have 2 expansion slots free. Now, if that doesn't work, I also have these Pci Risers, as I call them. They're basically just a X16 slot to an M.2 slot basically in here. And this is with a heatsink, but you can remove the heatsink. And I also ordered a M.2 to 6 times SATA card. Let me link that one too. Again, they're all in the description, but you know. So if the first plan fails using that little slot, I will migrate to using this guy, but I still want to keep my dual M.2 in ZFS mirror, and then I can either put the SSD in one of these slots, like, well, there's an SSD in here right now, or I can put the SATA card in one of these slots and do it that way. So multiple options. So if your board doesn't have enough ports to support the amount of hard drives you want to use, those can be interesting options, you know, to do it differently. And my mouse is gone. Let's see what chat is saying. You could use one M.2 as boot and another one as a fast cache for the slow HDDs. Should speed up the transfers. Yeah. Well, there's enough memory in there, and this is a backup server which will be behind an internet line as its primary purpose. So I'd rather use the 2 M.2s in a mirror, so that if one of them fails, it's a mirror. Then speed up any caching or stuff like that, because the HDDs will only be used for accessing the backup archives. So there's no real caching that you can do there. And anything that can be done will be done in memory. And any VMs I'd like to run, I'll just do on those 1 terabyte NVMe's in ZFS Mirror. So I think that's the ideal setup. And then I still have 2 PCI slots free. So if I wanted to have even more hard disks, I could just, you know, use one of the PCI slots for another extension card, like an LSI card or whatever, if I really wanted to go big. But this is meant to go in this chassis and stay as this chassis is. And, well, I have 5 disks, and I'm going to leave it at that for now. So having 6 SATA ports, that's fine. Yes, in some motherboards, the second M.2 is on the same bus as the SATA ports. In this one, it is 2. If you use a SATA M.2. But since I'm using 2 NVMe M.2s, I just use PCI lanes partly from the CPU and partly from the chipset, and that's fine. Those are both ×4 PCI Express 4, so that should have no bottleneck whatsoever. And well, normally I'd pay a lot of attention to that with bottlenecks and stuff like that, but again, the primary purpose of this thing is as a backup server on a remote site over the internet. So even if I only get 100 or 200 megabits total, that'd be fine, because, well, that'd be fine. But yeah, normally you do have to pay attention to that, but since this is the Z690 chipset, the chipset connection is ×8 PCI 4 or even PCI 5, not sure. And then the chipset does the second M.2 slot, but there's basically no bottleneck there. That's all fine. Now I'll probably make a video about that at some point too, I'm not sure yet. But right now, I guess we should start by building some stuff. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is install the M.2s. Now let's see if this spacing is correct. Yes, it is. Okay. Now, I was using these in, as I said, my Pci plotting servers. That's why they also have a heatsink. And that helped a lot. The heatsink is good on there. But these rubber bands, yeah, they've kind of started failing. So I'm going to turn off the other camera because it's on battery. And I'm going to replace these rubber bands by really flashy ones. Because I do not think they will last much longer. And this one already failed. So yeah. Something like that. I think if I pull on this, yeah, see? Just pull it apart. Those have failed. That's fine. Oh. It's just so that it kind of stays in place. Other than that, it's fine. I have to make sure it doesn't get too thick, but I think it'll work. Because the M.2 slot itself is always, the connectors are raised from the motherboard, as you can see. So, a little bit of stuff below it, that should generally be fine. Rubber bands from this era are all snap and dry out. Yeah, I guess. Now, for the backup server purpose, as I keep saying it, but this is total overkill. I could have gone with an i3 or even a 12th gen Celeron or something like that, but I kind of also wanted to be done with it, and I kind of just wanted to take a look at 12th gen. So, hey. And at least I know this will be good. Let's hope so. Maybe it's too new and we'll run into compatibility problems because of that. Chinese rubber band. Yeah, well, actually, I think they were. If the device is off-site, you could use a network card that can send video over the network, so you can get for. Well, okay, yeah, no, a remote KVM is what you mean. Yes, we'll actually be talking about a KVM in the future, because I got one, but that's more for the HA project. But yeah, so these you just slot in like that, and then you push down, and then you put the screw in. They're tiny little buggers, but oh no, it's not magnetic. Why not? Okay, then we'll do the nail trick. There we go. Doesn't have to be super tight, just has to stay in place. That's it. And as I said, I put these heat sinks on there myself with some pads. And I actually saw a marked improvement, especially when doing Pci, in how hot they would get. So if you're going to really load an SSD, I could really recommend that. But for normal usage, it's fine because it can dissipate the heat during bursts. But Pci was like a 24/7 workload, so then it's different. Okay, M.2 is installed. That's so easy nowadays. Right, let's do the CPU, I guess. Where is it? Oh, it's still sealed. Oh no. We have to get the super unboxing hated tool on the internet. There we go. IPMI, iDRAC, ILO, everyone calls it something different, but it's basically remote KVM, yeah. Alright, it came with the box cooler. But as I said, we're going to try and reuse that Noctua cooler with this extra mounting kit. And see how that goes. Okay, oh, I can take the CPU out. So, let's open the socket. Oh, wow. Okay, there's a lot more tension in there than on previous versions. Alright, the plastic shield should pop off nowadays. I haven't worked with Intel in a few years now. So let's see, do we have a triangle or something like that? Triangle ... Okay, where's the triangle? Okay, I need to see better. Sorry about that. Interesting, we could have made it more clear. So let me look at the pads. So normally there should be a clearer visual indication. I don't see it today. But I think it needs to go this way. Careful. Interesting. It's not falling into the socket, so I'm guessing it's the wrong way around. Oh wait, there's notches here. There we go. Now it fell into the socket, as you can kind of see. Do you have magic smoke for us today? I hope not, because it's going to be expensive smoke. So now it fell into the socket just fine. Okay. And I guess we should just clamp this down. Okay, I'm going to remove this stupid cover. What am I not getting? There we go. Okay. I have to use the right mechanism. Okay. Make it look so easy online. There we go. Okay. Thermal paste. Yes, we'll do thermal paste in a minute. Once we're done installing all the stuff and have taken a look at the cooler, which we still need to dismantle. Yeah, there's a little bar here you need to latch on the cover, and then you press it closed. I got it. On the AMD sockets, the triangle is a lot more clear, I have to say. Okay, back in the box. We're not going to use this cooler. Okay. Now what? I guess we can install the memory. So I have a kit here that I've been using for years. It's a 2933 megahertz 32 gig kit, CL16, and I was actually having issues on this streaming system with this kit, and once I replaced it, it was fine. Now I think it was more of a Ryzen incompatibility than that the memory kit is bad, but I guess we're going to find out. So we have DDR4, A1, A2, B1, B2, and I'm going to use A1 and B1. There we go. Click clack. Very good. Very good. Cool. Let's not lose this. Oh wait. One of the things I like doing is this is the screw for that little slot here. And they always deliver it in a little baggie that you then lose, or you lose the screw, or I don't know what. So what I like doing, I just put the screw into the post on the motherboard and just leave it in there. Because then later I don't have to wonder, Jesus. I don't have to wonder where the screw is, because I know where the screw is. It's in the post in the motherboard, where it needs to go anyway. There. Now I can't lose that screw. Okay. So I guess we'll have to do some work on the case right now, because we have to remove the old motherboard and the old cooler. And I think I'd like to build the cooler, you know, right here on the table, and then slide it back into the case, basically. So, let me see how I'm going to do that. Where is the RGB LEDs? I think this motherboard actually might not have any. That'd be... I don't know. We'll have to see in a minute. So, let's turn on the other camera. There we go. Let's move this out of the way. Okay, so that should give you a decent shot. Oh no. Of this side. Let's see. It's almost like you're here. So this motherboard tray, I believe, slides out. But I also see that I have the case open. Or at least I thought so. Maybe not. No, I just don't have the back screws in there. Okay, I'd like the case open. So we're going to do that first. What kind of case is that? I should have linked that in the description. It's a case I bought off of Aliexpress. Where else? Where else would you have thought I bought a case? And it's an 8 hot swap bay micro ATX case, which can even take a graphics card or something like that if you'd want to. So if you look in my old videos on live streams, I'm sure you can find it, but I should have linked that in the description. Okay. So this is the current state of the system. It was fully built and fully working. We have the Noctua cooler down here, like I mentioned. I replaced everything here, including for the hot swap bays. I replaced it all with Noctua, and I still owe them a video for that because that was actually sponsored. But that kind of never happened. Yeah. So let's see if the motherboard tray... Oh no. Stuff is falling over. Let's see if I need to remove screws for that. Yeah. So the motherboard tray can slide out, but it also has locking screws here in the back. You are Mr. Aliexpress. Yeah, right. I couldn't find a decent case anywhere, and this is actually a really nice case. So, yeah. Oh. So now it should slide out. There we go. But of course I have to pay attention because all these SATA plugs, they can't really go with it, and this USB plug can't either. So let's try unplug what we can reach. How's the music? Is it too loud? Is it okay? so I can't really reach. I kind of have to remove it. Okay, I guess I need to hit the tab with a screwdriver and then there we go. Music is perfect. Nice. So this is a bit tedious. I have to hit the tab of the locking SATA connector with a screwdriver, because otherwise, of course, they can't get out. There we go. And there we go. So now these can stay with the chassis up here. Maybe not. Okay. And let's try that again. I think there's power wires also that I need to disconnect. Yeah, there's a Molex splitter here. And that means there's more. So you build it in here and you think, well, it's never going to come out again. And then it has to. Let's try and move it a bit further. Oh, okay. That's easier. That's the downside of getting a relatively small chassis. It's small. So you don't have a lot of space to work with. Oh god, I need to get all these fan cables out too. So these need to go up here again. Oh, I didn't actually pay attention to how many fan headers the new motherboard has. Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Okay, that hopefully is really it. This needs to come with the tray, I think. Let's see. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, front panel connectors, those can go. USB 3. Okay, now we're fully disconnected from... we're also not focused. Something like that. We're fully disconnected from the main chassis. That's good. And I think I deserve a drink. Today we're drinking regular Coke out of a glass. I did populate A1 and B1. It's just to populate A2 and B2 as primary. I'm still from the era where the DIMM sockets closest to the CPU would be the best ones to use. But it's a good... let me... If I'm taking a little break, let me look in the manual. Let's see what it says. And let me try and show you guys. Oh yes, CDs. Who in their right mind has a CD or DVD drive anymore? Anyway. Memory. Intel Z690. Yes. Precautions. Yes. Okay. So do that. Put it there. Okay. Yeah, I get that. Okay. So, let me... Memory, dual channel. You're right. It says to populate A2 and B2 if you only have 2 DIMMs and otherwise use all of them. Then why is it called 1 and not 2? Or why is it called 2 and not 1? That makes no sense to me. any logical thinking would say use slot 1 first. But, hey, thanks for the tip though. You are completely correct. So we'll change that in a minute. Go the other way. There we go. So, right, we need to remove this. And then we're going to steal this cooler. Because I think this cooler will still be much better than the stock or the box cooler. What I've been hearing, the box cooler isn't a total mess. So it's maybe now on par with like an AMD box cooler, which those are generally pretty decent. Oh man. 24 pins are a BITCH. Oh, it's stuck. Since when are logic chips logical? Yeah, exactly. Is the QuinLED-Dig-Uno available on Aliexpress now? No. That would make them cost more. The same as selling directly from the EU. I could do that, but then you'd be paying about 10 euros per board more than if you bought them from the worldwide store. And maybe for one board, with tax and import and stuff like that, they'd be about the same price. But especially if you bought multiple, it's much cheaper to just buy them directly from Allnet. Ah, come on. The latch is unlatched. It's just a really tight fit. Ah, oh, there we go. Jesus. Okay, 24 pin. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, and Aliexpress, unlike what you think, because things seem cheap on there, still asks you a fee and premium and insurance and all kinds of other stuff. Now, they give you stuff so you can use their shipping methods and things like that. But in the end, it would still be more expensive than it is now because there's another middleman. That's basically it. Okay, 12 pin, 4 pin. Right, that should work out. Let's unscrew this motherboard. If you can find the screws. It's more than a Amazon. Yeah, AliExpress is kind of like Amazon in that way. Yes. So if you have your own shop, there's less middlemen involved and less fees. Because don't forget, those kind of shops like Amazon and AliExpress, they'll easily ask you 10-20% of your profit or margin or even revenue. So, and I'm trying to keep things as cheap as possible. So the price doesn't go too high to have the board still make sense. Oh, Alex Kidd then still has a Blu-ray drive. Cool. But he doesn't really use it. He just uses it to rip them. Okay, here's a screw. Oh, if they charge more than Amazon. That I don't know. Oh, okay. Think I got it. Oh, I guess I could enable the other camera here too. There we go. Oh yes, tiny view. Anyway. Okay, so this needs to go, but we still need the cooler. So we need to disassemble the cooler, if I remember how. I think on this one it's not that hard. I do need to remove the fan first. And there's little clips here. This is not focusing the way I wanted it to. There we go. So let's remove this clip and remove it on the other side. And then the fan comes out. That's good because we're going to need that. Okay. Now I should be able to unscrew it using these little holes here. Will you be doing more videos with server software and such? I know you mentioned cameras are making a comeback. Absolutely, and that's why this live stream is about a server and not LEDs. Next week we'll probably do a live stream about LEDs, because I've been updating the DIY versions of the Dig-Uno and Dig-Quad, and we're probably going to build a prototype to see how well it does on the live stream. So yeah, we're going to mix it up a little bit in the content department. Okay, we have our cooler. Thermal paste spread was pretty good. Not complaining. So I do not know how much of the bracket I need, or how much is in the new box basically. Oh, I think most is in the new box, so I can actually leave this all in place because it looks like that's all also in here. Okay. So let me clean this off a little bit. Yeah, thermal paste. Okay, let's clean this properly. I need some IPA. Hold on. Yeah, sometimes components can be really hard, especially right now. I'm also having a lot of trouble with that. Let's do this. Okay. So I have some Contact IPA, and that's a really good solution for cleaning old thermal pastes and stuff like that. There we go. All new and shiny again. So I should have used a fiberless fiberless cloth. I don't know, but this is what we had. It'll do. It'll do. Let's put this here, I guess. Okay, whatever. Yes. Good, good, all clean. No, there's a little speck here. Is it actually damaged? Might actually be damaged, but it'll be filled in with thermal paste anyway, so that's fine. Okay, let's get this old board out of the way. And let's get the new board. Okay. And I guess fiberless lint, yeah, but it'll be okay. So now we're going to be using this little kit here, and this is the you can check on Noctua's website which kit you need for which cooler and if they're actually compatible with the motherboard you're intending to use. And they actually had updated for 12th gen and everything, and I ended up with the MP83 kit, and I believe that has a new backplate. Okay, let's take it all out, I guess. Oh no. Stuck in there. Okay, so this is a new backplate, and it has the LGA 1700 cutout, so that's good. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, okay, I need these two. Good luck with the upgrade, sir. Thank you. Okay, so normally how it works, and as I can see on the motherboard, The 4 holes are actually just exposed holes. There is no insulation on here. So this is the LGA 1700 version. That's good. So let's make sure it's not going to short anywhere. Yeah. Okay, so it's touching, the metal of the socket is touching, but this isn't actually touching the motherboard, and there's also nothing there to short. So that should be fine. We don't need any insulation or stuff like that. Okay. There we go. Now normally you screw these on. Okay, other way around. Don't worry, I'm not forgetting thermal paste. I like to do thermal paste like at the last minute. Okay, this side up. Nice. But I don't remember if it goes this way or not. Now, probably because they gave you these standoffs, we'll probably need to use those. So what that means is this might be a more generic socket thingy, but you use these blue standoffs to make sure you can't torque it down too far, I guess. And the only question is, do we do it like this? Does that fit? Like that? Or the other way around? Now this won't fit, so that's not the way it's supposed to go. I think it's supposed to go like this. No, other way around. There we go. And those that watch. Remember spacers. Yeah. Of what not to do. Well, yeah, that's certainly possible in this stream. And let's see, because, okay, the screws are actually held on into here, so those are there. So then it can go on like that. I know there's no thermal paste and they're not screwed down yet, blah, blah, blah. I know. Okay, that would actually line up just fine. So let's do that. So now let's screw this down. This is like a Mr. Puzzle video now. Yeah, I could have looked at a manual somewhere, I guess. Now for the DeWalt impact driver! No. Oh, wait, yeah, don't forget to repopulate the RAM, thanks. So, I'm gonna hand torque these. No tools required. They are thumb screws. Normally, a thumb screw is a thumb screw for a reason, and that should mean that they're meant to be hand torqued. But sometimes people or manufacturers don't pay attention to that, but yeah. So this one goes one slot down. And this one goes one slot down too. Okay. As I said, hand torqued. And now it's almost time for Mr. Thermal Paste. I'm going to do one more test fit to see if I want to have it this way. Because if I do it this way, it does actually overhang the times 16 slot. You probably see better on here. Come on, camera, where are you focusing? What are you doing? Well, okay, you can't see, but this is where the cooler is, and yeah, that's not going to work. Now, I don't need the times 16 slot, but let's see what happens if I put it on the other way. And now, it's actually fine. It's almost at the edge of the motherboard, but not quite. So this way it fits. It clears the RAM. It clears the times 16 slot now. There we go. So, yeah, let's do it this way. Yeah, okay. Oh, this cooler is dusty. How can a cooler be dusty? Hold on. I have a rag here. This has been standing still for so long, the cooler has gotten dusty. The fins look great though. Yeah, fins are all fine. Yeah, I could have probably also done the cooler 90 degrees. But I think it will be fine the way we just tested it. Okay, so let's get some paste. Now, the little installation kit doesn't come with paste. So I have one of these anyway from the water cooling project, which I never finished either. We might do that at some point. Oh, right. We also have some... Oh, we have some Scythe liquid, some Scythe thermal grease. But hey, we're knocked out. Ah, yes. This it's like the guy she tells you not to worry about, and then, you know, anyway. So I'm just gonna do a few dots. Oh wait, I guess I should, oh no, thermal paste on my hands, it's going everywhere. I'm going to do too much, but as we've learned from the internet, too much is better than too little in regards to thermal paste. So just dotting a few on there, that's fine. The pressure will spread it out. Okay, that's for later use. Okay. We said we'd do it this way. And now I need to line up the screws, so these, with the pegs that are on the stands there. Like that. We can wiggle it around a little bit, that's good. And now we just screw it on. Now since this is only 2 screws, you're gonna cantilever it if you torque it too much. So I just take it until it grabs a little bit, and then I do the other side. And then we just go from side to side a few times. Until we basically can't turn it anymore. Okay. Okay. And now, you know, this is one hole, and that feels pretty on there. That's good. So. Oh, it did actually come with a little manual. We don't need no manuals. Unless we really can't figure it out, then we need a manual. I'm not against using manuals, I just like figuring things out. Okay, so now that this is on here, let's see where we have fan positions. Chassis fan 4. Oh wow, okay. Oh wow, we have lots of fan positions. Look at that. Let me try and show you while this is in the way. So, fan positions. We have 2 fan positions here. That is chassis fan 4 water pump or chassis fan 1 water pump. So they're probably high amperage sockets. Or they're all water pump sockets. Then we have chassis fan 3 right here on the edge. Chassis fan 2. And where's my CPU fan socket? Oh, right here. CPU fan socket. CPU fan 1 and CPU fan 2. Wow. So there's 4 or 5 fan sockets? Yeah. No, 6. There's 6 fan sockets. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot, especially for a cheap motherboard like this. Yeah, okay. But we have 1 fan. Oh, right. How are we going to attach this now? Let me... Ooh. That's going to be a challenge with that heatsink there. I think it can just fit. How am I going to do that? No, I think it can't just fit. But if the fan would be on there, that would be no issue. So I might need to unscrew it. Yeah, I need to... Okay. Damn it. Okay. Unscrewing is the same way as screwing it. Don't screw one out all the way. Just go easy and alternate the screws. Well, at least we can check how the thermal paste spread. Okay. Oh, it's sucked on there. That's good. That means the thermal paste probably did its work. Uh-oh. Ah, okay. One of my screens just turned on, but it's back. Come on. It doesn't want to let it go. Okay, I got it. Okay. Well, that looks pretty good. That's certainly spread everywhere. So, let's put the fan on there and then put it back. Other way around. I believe the fan should be blowing to the bottom. Yes, it does, because there's a little arrow on all Noctua fans over here. And this one says, okay, we're blowing that way. And that's good, because that's onto the motherboard. So that gives it a little bit of extra ventilation. Need to get it past the screws. Okay. How am I going to do this? Oh wait, I can just push the screws up. There we go. Oh, cool. The heatsink actually has like these strips here, like rubber strips to dampen the fan. So let's mount it on there. Yeah, okay, so now it's on those strips, and we need to clamp them down with these clips here. Well, basically like that. This one's going to be a little bit tougher probably. Oh no, there we go. That's in. Fan can still spin, that's good. Maybe I should have paid attention to where this cable was coming out. but I think we can route it. I think it's okay in this case. Now, I'm not going to reapply thermal paste. Some might say you have to, others might say you don't. I am in the camp you don't, because, well, nothing has really happened to it. It doesn't matter that it's been exposed to air or something like that. It just matters that you get a good seal again. So I'm just going to wiggle it a little bit on there. That's fine. There we go. Nope. Yes. Now having the fan there makes this a bit harder. I'll pay attention to chat in just a minute. Okay, and now our fan is actually exactly at the right spot. We can just CPU fan 1. Let's do it. And I'm going to hide this cable a little bit. I'll do it in a minute. Plug it in there. There we go. That is good. So, let me pay attention to chat for just a second. Definitely needs a redo. Interference fit, yeah. You can drink your ice cream, okay. Yeah, so the thermal paste thing, as long as there's enough there and it'll basically respread itself, that's going to be fine. The thermal paste is just there to fill in gaps, basically. And as you could see, when I pulled it off, there was definitely a good amount there, and that will have respread, basically. I don't think putting new dots on there would make any difference versus what was on there already. But, you know, we can theorize about that. I guess we could test that at some point, but... You cannot do dots. They have to be parallelograms or perpendicular lines that bisect the diagonal. Oh my god! Well, as you saw in the first application, once I pulled the cooler off, the whole heatsink was imprinted, or the whole heat spreader was imprinted on the heatsink. So we definitely got a good spread there. But I do appreciate all the comments. I mean, hey. Okay, so now let's screw this into the motherboard tray. First thing we always forget is change the I/O shield for the right one, which I don't remember where I put it. Oh, it's over here. Okay. Oh, it's another one of those cheap metal ones. I hate those, but okay. Oh, were you just messing with me? Sorry, I haven't been paying too much attention to chat, so I didn't realize, but yeah. Some people on the internet will go nuts about what I just did, so, yeah, you know. Audio is most often on this side, so I'm just going to do it like that. I hate pushing these in. Oh, Okay, that snapped pretty well. Because I always feel like it's kind of pushing it in and bending it in at the same time. See, it doesn't want to go. There we go. Okay. That's a good flush fit. Do we want to connect any cables before we put the motherboard in place? I think yes. Because this 12 pin over here, or it's actually 12 plus 4 pin, and I think we actually have, or an 8 plus 4 pin, and we actually have 8 plus 4, so we can connect all of it. Cool, cool. I think we're going to connect those now, because likely we would not have another chance once the motherboard is in there. So let's do the bigger one first. I hate these split connectors. Always messing with those. Okay, I guess I could do these 4x4. Okay, there we go. And then, well, we have an auxiliary, I can't speak English. 12 volt, so let's connect that too. It's total overkill, but that's fine. Okay, any other cables we'd like to connect? There are some chassis fan headers here, but I think I'm going to use these in the end. We'll have to see. SATA, USB, SATA. No, we can do all that later. So let's move this into place. There we go. The screw holes seem to line up just fine. Now, I didn't check if there's any more standoffs than screw holes. Should I do that? Probably. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yes. 1, 2, 3. Yes. No, wait. All right, that's a. Huh. Let me double check that. Oh, right. There's a standoff right here under the M.2. Or barely, yeah, I have to remove the M.2 to be able to put a screw in there, but it's there. And then there's this one, that's good. Then there's that one. And yeah, okay. Yeah, all standoffs are present and line up. So let's try and push it into the I/O shield here. And make it all line up. Okay, one thing I always like to check is if there's no little tabs sticking out here, but it looks like we're good. Because it's just the most horrible thing in the world. You screw in the motherboard and screw everything in, and then you can't plug in a USB socket or the Ethernet connector because there's a little metal tab there. It's okay. So let's screw this in, and I guess we're just going to use the screws that were in there before. Now, this just needs to make sure that the motherboard can't fly out. So you don't really have to torque these down like there's no tomorrow or something like that. Hey, Leon Voss is here. Hi there. Uh-oh. One of my cameras died. That's fine. I've been charging the batteries. Now we're not going to use all the screws because some I can't reach because there's one over here. You can't see that. There's one over here. I guess I could make it, but it's pretty hard. But we have the one here, the one here, here, this one, and we'll do the one over here too. And then, well, my screws are done, so I think we're done with screws in. Uh-oh. No! Sorry, hit the wrong button. So I think we're done with screws that go into the motherboard. As I said, we just need to make sure the motherboard doesn't fly out. And I think we've done that. Yeah, we did that. Okay, let me replace that camera battery real quick. And we're back. Nice. Immediately place it on the charger so we can go again when we need to. Good. Okay, so now this is in. I guess we can plug in the 24 pin too. It's also one of those irritating split connectors. Oh yes, the RGB headers are over here. So over here we have addressable LED and we have RGB LED. None of which we're going to be using. And if we did, I'd probably just put a QuinLED board in there like I did on my desktop. Okay, so I kind of want to hide these cables, but I'm going to have to finesse the cooler a little bit. Because it'd be nicer if they ran beneath it. There we go. And there we go. Fan is on this side, so having some cables there shouldn't matter too much. Because actually we're going to need more. Because I know we're going to need the Molex plugs over there too. So let's see if we can get them there. That's the advantage of having rebuilt this server 5 times now. I think we need 2 times Molex, so this one can go here. And then we also need this one. Come on. Okay, so now the Molex plugs are over here, which I know I'll need for the splitters for the hot swap cages. We have some SATA plugs over here, but we're not going to be using SATA, so those can actually just stay here, because we have the hot swap cages to take care of that. And yeah, this is actually pretty neat. The USB and the headers, I think we can plug in once we slide it into the case. Because that would actually give us good access to that. So let's just do that. So let's line this up. And this should slot into here like that. So USB, let's plug that in. There we go. 2 times USB 3 in the front. And then there's these panel headers. We'll do fans in a minute. So let's figure that out. power LED, HDD LED. Yeah, I'm not sure how well I can show you that, but I'm just gonna see power switch, power button plus. Okay, so yeah, I hate it when I don't know plus, but generally the black is the minus. Okay. HDD LED, then generally white is the minus. And this is HDD, no, power LED, again, black is generally the minus. Okay, so let me try and show you. It's fangled onto there, mangled, fangled, whatever. Over there. Yeah, they're in there. Okay, and now we can probably just close this. Okay. And we should be able to get our we have our fan plugs over here. I'm going to leave them out of the tray for now because it won't be tidy, but it'll be okay. And we have a chassis fan header here, but I used a lot of splitters because I didn't have 4 fan sockets. So this is 4 fans, 2 on the back of the hot swap base and then 2 in the back of the chassis over here. And I link those together and then link those together again. I'm going to disconnect that last link. So we're going to remove this splitter. That's a nice thing about Noctua fans. It comes with all those. And we have chassis fan 2 and chassis fan 3 over here. So we can then just do that. I could actually put each fan on their own header, but I'm not going to be changing their speeds independently anyway. I want them all to run at the same speed. So now I can change the hot swap base using chassis fan header 2, and I can change the exhaust fans using chassis fan header 3. I think that works out pretty well. Cool. Now then, we have our SATA cables, and I only have 5 bays cabled because I only have 5 discs. Currently, I don't even have enough ports to do that, so I'm just going to hook some up because I don't have that plug-in M.2 that we were going to place over here in yet. But once I have that in, I can plug everything in, or at least I can plug 6 in. So for now, we're just going to plug in the first 2. I need a bit more light. Hold on. Okay. This needs to go under. I'm thinking I'm going to remove the USB. Oh wait, I should secure the tray. Okay, I'm going to remove USB 3 real quick. Come on, yeah. Because then I'll have an easier time plugging in the SATA. Click. Okay, and then we plug in USB 3 again. It's always going to be a little bit of a challenge with the location. I think I'm going to do it like that. I actually don't have enough light, but I have a solution for that, but I don't know where the solution is. There it is. There. Now, sorry for the blowout, but now I can actually see. Okay, there we go. That's fine. Not be using LEDs. Well, I don't know if the motherboard has LEDs. I'll turn it on with the chassis open if you want, so we can check. But yeah. Okay, then we need to plug in these SATA cables. Now I'm going to unscrew the tray. Because why make it hard if we can do it the easy way? That's the top one, but I want the bottom. There we go. No, this actually should have been the top one. Okay. And then this one is the bottom one. These are 50 centimeter SATA cables, which are perfect for in this chassis. I also have those linked in the description, of course. There we go. Well, and then we have 2 left, but we only have 4 SATA ports. So for now, those are just going to be dangling here. Now, I saw someone write like, oh, I can use this chassis and then also have a video card in there. I guess you could, but especially if you look from the top like this, well, space-wise it would work, but then where would you leave all the cables? And it's going to be tough. In theory it could work, but yeah. So let me screw in the motherboard tray real quick. Oh, you can't install it on an M.2? Why is that? Oh wait, we still need to power the hot swap base. Hold on. Let's see if we can make that work. I'll do that from the top-down view. Because there's 2 splitters here, and these need to go into these 2 modexes. So let's hope I can make that kind of reach. This one I can easily reach. Oh, sorry about that. This one, not so easy. Right. Let's see if I can get the connector up here. Oh, okay, yeah. So we have, okay, so I split them so they're both on both connections. Now when plugging in Molex, you need to pay attention that the pins aren't being pushed out of the connector, because they're sometimes not that tight. I wish I could show you better, but this is one splitter, and you need to pay attention that these don't come out basically. And also on the other side, of course. So that one is in there. And then we have our second splitter over here. Their cable lengths are very limited. There we go. These are all still in there firmly. Also on this side. Okay. It's become a tight mess, but that's okay. There we go. That should work. I put fan grills on here so that no cables can go in there. These fans are the other way around, so it's harder for cables to get in there anyway. And I kind of tucked all the cables in between the fans already. So that basically there's little chance of a cable getting into a fan. Sorry. Okay, let me use a tool for that one. Doesn't want to go in straight. There we go. Okay. Don't need that. So, well, that is basically a completed machine. As I said, we still need the little M.2 thingy here for 2 extra SATA connections. And that's these 2, which we can just plug in there then. And then we can use... Sorry about that, hold on. And then we have 6 of the 8 hot swap bays online. But as I said, I only have 5 disks. If you wanted to use 8, you'd probably have to use a plugin for PCIe. But, you know, since we have a built-in GPU, we still have 3 PCIe slots left. Or you could use one of the M.2 slots. But I just saw a notice that you might not be able to install Proxmox on a M.2 drive. As far as I know, Proxmox has a UEFI bootloader, and if you have a UEFI bootloader, it should be able to boot off of M.2, but I guess we're going to see. I mean, first we have to see if this thing turns on. I have no clue. Previously, we had issues where we couldn't get it to output HDMI to the capture card. Let's try that again, because that was a really, really old motherboard. So let's hope this one does do that. I have no clue. So we only have one HDMI plug on the motherboard. Oh god, there's a clip in the way. How did that happen? Sometimes it's just not meant to be. Look what happened. See this HDMI port? See that little clip there? Why? Why? I even paid attention to it. I know these things happen with these shitty I/O shields. So now the question is, do I just bend it up and YOLO it, or do I do it all again? I'm just gonna snip it off. I'm F this. Hold on. Let me try and show you guys. Oh man, I hate those things. But I have side cutters. And, well, I'll need extra light for that. Hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to show you guys, but I'm just going to snip these 2 legs off. There we go. That's one. Got it. Let's try and flatten this out a little bit. There we go. Okay. If you look at the port, you can see the port is now completely free. So that should give no more obstruction to the cable or anything like that. Stupid I/O shields. Why did they make them so crappy? Okay, it's done. It's fixed. Don't worry about it. Okay, now, so we plug in the HDMI cable, which now actually goes in. No problem. And we plug in the power socket. Okay. I guess we need a keyboard. Do we have a keyboard? Yes. Free and not grounded. Well, it'll be fine. Okay, we need a keyboard. Oh, I guess we can use one of the front sockets. Magic smoke time. Yeah, let's see. Let me enable my fourth capture. No, wait. Hold on. There. This black square, in theory, will become our screen. We'll see. I have no clue. In theory, I did everything vaguely like in the books, except I didn't read the book. You know. Okay, power socket. Is there any LEDs? Hold on. Okay. So, yeah, the angle is a bit weird. Cable-wise, that's just how it works. Oh, don't put it on the cable. Okay. Yeah, let's turn it on. Oh! Yeah, well, let's see about the capture card. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Oh, this is definitely one of the broken discs. Do you hear that clacking? Oh, Bioscreen. You hear that clacking? Yeah, that's a broken disc. That's also why the Bioscreen is hanging. So let me remove that disc. Okay, I'll probably have to reset it because it's hanging on that disc. I think, most likely. Okay, turn it off. No, these are very old discs which have been spinning up way too much. Okay, let's see if we can get into the Bioscreen. Hey! That looks good. Let's do that full screen, I guess. And we can capture it. That's really good news. Something like that, I guess. Let me do something for myself. Okay, so now I have the output on one of my screens here. 12th gen. Okay, we have 32 gigabytes of memory. That's been recognized in A2 and B2, like we said we should. Now, wait, I'm not visible anymore. There we go. Small window in the corner. Okay, and it's seeing 2 of our MP510s. Hold on, I need to do something. Close. Nope, wrong one. Yes. Okay, now I can see. So we have an HD 203 WI down here in the corner, like over here. That's the hard disk that is working. And then we have the 2 MP510s. That's good. Oh, the CPU is 26 degrees. That's pretty good. Okay, we have CPU fan 1. I can't really point, can I? No. Okay, anyway. CPU fan 1. CPU fan 1, that's the CPU fan. And then chassis fan 1 and chassis 2 and 3. That's good. Oh, this BIOS has a mouse, I think. Let me plug in the mouse. Yes! Now I can actually point at stuff. Cool. So let's try an internet flash to make sure we have the newest version. Because we have a version 3.01. I guess that's the BIOS version. I don't know. Oh, wait, no. We don't have a Ethernet cable plugged in. Let's plug in an Ethernet cable. My stacked tower fell over. There we go. Yes. Okay. Cool. Now we have Ethernet. So let's internet flash. I don't have BitLocker. Yes. Continue. Let's see if I can get a connection. Interesting note. The system is currently drawing 38 watts from the socket. Okay. So there is a firmware version 4.03. And okay, let's do that update. That's what I like about Asrock boards. I generally buy Asus for my more high-end workstations, and I buy Asrock for a lot of other stuff. And one of the features this Asrock has had for years is just internet flash from the BIOS. I think it's excellent. The CPU is colder than us, yeah. The CPU is slotted right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, victory. Oh, I just remembered. This computer was having random turning off issues. I really hope it was the motherboard and the old hardware, because if it isn't, and it's something like with the power supply or something like that, maybe flashing the BIOS wasn't such a good choice. We'll see. We'll see. It's nice and quiet, though. I mean, I'm pretty far away from the microphone, and if the system would make noise, you'd certainly hear that. But that's what you get for going all Noctua. That's why I love to support them and buy a lot of those stuff myself. Well, in the meantime, I guess we can make a Proxmox stick to see if we can do a quick install during this stream. Proxmox, I guess we can show you here. Downloads, Proxmox 701 ISO installer, I guess. What's the preferred way of getting Proxmox onto a USB stick? Is that UNet boot in? Let's see if it's in the admin guide. That would be too easy if it was in the admin guide, of course. Prepare installation media. Oh god, it's in there. Do not use UNet boot in. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, ISO, yeah, using USB drive to install, recommended. Okay, prepare. Do we have Windows? Mac OS? Ah, Etcher. Okay, Etcher or Rufus. Okay, we'll get Etcher, that's fine. Download. Let me plug in a stick real quick. I like Etcher normally, so let's use that. Let me install that real quick. I don't think we really need to see that. Oh, the BIOS is saying programming success. Press enter to reboot. Okay, did that. Turned off. Uh-oh. Okay, turn back on. Let's go back into the BIOS. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Now we're at version 403. Nice. Okay. Do you guys want to see Etcher? It's not that interesting, but I guess I could do it. There we go. So this is Etcher. I inserted the USB stick. You say flash from file, download, Proxmox ISO, select target, my Lexar drive, that's correct, select flash. Oh, I have to click yes. What? What's this? Belena RPI play? Okay. So this is a decent USB stick. Which is actually only $4 on Aliexpress. These are really nice. I think I showed them off in a Quinbox or something else before. Yes, verifying with 120 megabytes a second. I guess I should put this USB stick. It's only $4 for like 32 gigs. It's really good. Okay, that's successful. Let's go to this one, I guess. Yeah, this is a 32 gig one. Okay, let me plug my keyboard and mouse in the back, because I'm going to use the front port for the USB. Yeah, I have to look it up. I don't know which Quinbox or something it's in. Maybe I can find it. Just a second. Hold on. Oh, my screen wants to turn off. Come on, Windows search. No. Windows search says no. I know it was in a Quinbox at some point. Nope, still no. What do you mean not responding? Okay, whatever. I'll need to look it up, sorry. If you're on my Discord, there is a Quinbox channel. If you ask in there, I'll try and respond. Yes, CPU is getting hot. Oh my god. I guess we can go into the advanced mode. There we go. Oh right, we need to enable XMP, I guess. So yeah, 12th gen, i5 12400. That's good. CPU. Okay. Sure. Sure. Dual tau boost. Okay. I need to look on all that. Now this is meant to be a server, so I'd sooner configure it for energy saving than for maximum performance. So yeah. So let's go to the XMP profile and apply all. Sure. Okay. This is the first time I'm seeing a 12th gen BIOS either, so this is probably fine. Voltage I don't care about. FIV I don't care about. Okay, let's see if we have virtualization enabled. P states fine, C states fine, package C states sure. Thermal throttling is enabled. Yes. Oh no, my Explorer is hanging. Never mind. Okay. Okay, you asked it on Discord. Okay, I'll respond to it after the stream. Okay, Intel virtualization is enabled. AVX 512 is still in there, and they're supposed to remove that on 12th gen, but that's fine. Legacy game compatibility mode. No, we don't need that. Buff4G decoding. Okay. Etcher IOV. Well, we don't need to do any pass-through, but it's good the option is there. Okay. Let's leave that all default. iGPU multi-monitor. Don't need that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All good. Storage. Hybrid storage detection. Aggressive. No, don't need all that. We see my hard disk. It's one of the old 2 terabyte disks. And then the Force MP510. 960 gigs. 2 of them. That seems to be working. Too bad it doesn't show the link speed. But at least they show up. Oh, well, NVMe here. Still no link speed. Too bad. Okay. ACPI. Trusted computing is enabled. Sure. UFI. Okay. Okay. Polychrome. SSD. NVMe sanitation tool. Wow. Okay. Hardware monitor. Oh, we're now at 31 degrees because we're pushing buttons. Okay, fans are wrapping up a little bit. That's fine. Voltages look... voltages look kind of low. Because if 12 volt is already 11.8, that's not good. 5 is 8.96. That's not great either. 3.3 volt, though, is good. Yeah, I hope that's not going to be a problem. Because we're currently only drawing 40 watts from the socket. So, Spammer 2 killed off! Thanks, Johnny. Okay, well, let's... No, don't exit. Let's save that. Save and exit. Yes. So let's see if it still comes back up with the XMP profile. What might be why I had reboots before? The XMP profile, maybe, but that was... No. The reboots was with a completely different motherboard and different hardware, different memory, etc. And C states, I tried everything, disabling that, you name it. And I have 4 other Proxmox machines running in this house without those disabled, working just fine. Partly on the same hardware, so... Okay, now we're running at 2933, so that worked. And let's see if we can boot from this guy. Can we click here? Can we say boot? Boot. No. Why not? That's stupid. I want to boot from here. Is this a button? No. Okay, too bad. Let's go to advanced mode. Because normally, right here you have the boot menu. And I can say boot option 1. Okay. Can't I say... Oh, yeah. Okay. Boot override. Normally I can click here and then go to my boot media. Nice. Okay. Let's install Proxmox. And it's important to note we went there using the UEFI. If you go through the legacy BIOS method, you cannot use the M.2s to boot. But in theory, using this method, you should be able to. Didn't even show up as a link for me. What? Okay. Okay. I agree. And I see my target MP510s here. Oh, wait, I have to make this a little bit smaller. There we go. So I see the let's save this battery for a minute. Okay. I see the MP510s and I see the SATA hard disk. That's good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say I want ZFS rate 1. Oh, you can actually do better FS too. But I like ZFS, so we're going to do ZFS rate 1 with the 2 NVMEs, and then we're going to say do not use on the other one. But I don't want to have everything in my boot partition, or my boot volume, or my boot whatever. So AShift12 is good, compression is on. I generally set that to LZ4 forced, but on should also do LZ4. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, okay, I want my boot partition to be 100 gigs. Okay, and then I can use the rest in a separate ZFS mirror volume as my VM storage or whatever. Because I just like having those separated. So, yeah. Okay. So, to reiterate, we're using the 2 NVMe drives and we're only using 100 gigs on those. That should make a partition. And then we can use the partitions, the rest of the drive, for another mirrored volume with ZFS, but then for the VMs. Okay, country, I'm in the Netherlands. Yes. Yes, that's good. Password, oh yes. Let's make it a super secret password. And let's register this to here. Okay, it detected my network, that's good. It detected the network card, the onboard network card, that's good too. Sure, that's fine, I guess. Okay, sure, let's do it. Install. You're a bit late for the stream, Michael, but welcome anyway. Well, with a fast USB stick that does 100 megabytes a second and 2 NVMe drives, I'm guessing this should go pretty fast. It's really cool that my Blackmagic card can capture the Bioscreen and also the booted screens now. That's going to make some tutorials a lot easier. Making system bootable. Well, we'll see. It said auto reboot. It's not auto rebooting, but oh, it's still auto reboot. Okay, good. We have to remember 109. Please remove. Oh, okay. I'm pulling the stick out. I took the stick out. Let's see if it boots. Seems to be working. Yep. That's good. Okay. Well, now we don't need this. Oh, there is RGB. Wait, hold on. Because I reused some of that RAM. Oh, wait. Let's turn this off and turn this one on. Look at the... Oh, God. Okay. Look at that RGB. I have RGB RAM in my server because it's just the RAM I had left over, so I can't really help it. So, yeah. This all seems to be working just fine. Clearances are okay. Cooling seemed perfect. And, yeah, noise. Okay, we don't need that. Let's go to this one. I'm just going to enter that address real quick. Oh no! Let's open Chrome. 1 second, please. There we go. Now we get a privacy error because we don't have a valid certificate and stuff like that. That's fine. Okay, let's proceed. This is root, and then your super secret password. And there we go. Proxmox running. Hey. Let's see. Data or server summary. We've got 12 CPU cores because even the i5 in this generation get hyper-threading. So that's pretty cool. 32 gigs of RAM. 12th gen. Okay. Nice. Oh, okay. We need to fix this because the production-ready enterprise repository is enabled, and I'm just going to use the free one. So we can actually just disable this. I think. Can we disable this? Oh, disable. Okay. And I'm going to add the community repository. So let's see. Proxmox community repository. I need to know the URL. And no subscription repository. So if we check here, this was the Debian PVE, and I think it's this one. Add. I don't know. I know I don't have. Oh, hey, it's just there. Nice. I can just say add no subscription. Add. Cool. Reload. Okay, so now we switch from PVE Enterprise, which you need a subscription for, to PVE no subscription, because the first thing I want to do is go to updates and then refresh. Okay, task okay. And see, even though we just downloaded the newest ISO, there's likely still updates. So let's upgrade that real quick. Oh, it's a new window. Let me show you that window then. Yes, let's do it. That should be pretty quick. I have decent internet and, well, it's on 2 NVMe drives. Hey. Wolf, Eric Wolf, yes, I think that would be possible if you enable nested VM. You need VTX for that, I believe. It's a BIOS extension, so you might need to check that. But then I'd run 3 virtual ones and not 1 physical and 2 virtuals. Because if the 2 virtuals are down, because, well, that'll automatically happen if you only have 1 physical, you could run into real trouble where you couldn't start anything anymore. So run 3 virtuals. But yeah, other than that, I think you can do that. Yeah, I just noticed that, Quinton. That's really cool. That didn't used to work that way. So that's nice of them to add that. Okay, it says you installed a kernel update. Please consider rebooting. Sure, that's fine. Let's leave this for now and go back to the browser window. And let's see, system. Oh no, there's a reboot button up here. Reboot PVE. That's how we call our host. Yes. And we wait. Oh wait, we can do this. Yes. Screen HDMI capture. Click like! Yes, thank you, Johnny. Okay, there's our new kernel version. Slightly higher. Okay. Let's go back to the Chrome screen again. It says connection error still. Give it a minute. Maybe I need to click somewhere. There we go. It's back. So now we get Proxmox VE updates, non-production ready repository only. That's fine. It's fine. CPU usage, server load. So let's see about disks. I always like to check disks. So it has partitions, and one of them is the ZFS partition for our boot drive. And now I can manually, I think I need to do that on command line, but I'll do that some other time, create the partition where I want to store the VMs and stuff like that. But one of the things it'll also show is the wear out. And as I said, I've used these as NVMe drives for farming or plotting Pci crypto. But as you can see, they're only 52% worn out. So they have plenty of terabytes and petabytes of lifespan left for writes running in a system like this. So that really makes a good use for them, because I had them anyway. So, hey. Let's check ZFS. RPool, 100 gigs. Sure. Nice. Yeah, and it should have made them with partitions. Yeah, so if it says part 3, that means it's using a partition. So I can just create a part 4 and then make a new ZFS mirror for that 2 part 4s. And then I can use that for VM storage and all my other stuff. So it doesn't really, if that storage fills up for whatever reason, my boot storage won't have been filled up. Yeah, 52 is quite some mileage for sure. Oh yeah, absolutely. But they were used in a very, very write-intensive tasks. And now they're just going to be boot drives with maybe some VMs on there. Cool. That's kind of where I wanted to leave the stream. I think we did a lot. And it's working quite well. Is there anything any of you guys would like to see in Proxmox or from the hardware or something like that? Power draw. That's a good one. We're currently at 35 watts. And that's with a single 2 terabyte drive. Let me forcefully remove that. Because these are all drives anyways. Okay, we're currently drawing 30 watts. I guess I could even show you, but you'll have to... I think you guys believe me, but... Let me turn this one on. There. You see that meter over there? 30 point a little bit. So that's from the socket. So that's pretty decent for a 6-core. No disks, 2 NVMe drives. 5 fans running. Yeah. It's pretty good, I think. Set up the RAID pool. No, I actually have videos about that already, and I'm gonna continue the series where it left off. So if you want to see that, I believe that episode was already made and posted. So you can check back to how I did it then. What made you decide to install Proxmox and then run the backup virtually inside of it? I'm not running the backup virtually inside of it. I'm going to install... I'm not going to install any backup tool. We're going to use Restic, which is an S3 storage daemon. And we're going to connect to that. And I'm still debating if I'm going to do that inside of a VM or not. But I think I'm not. I'm just going to do it in the host OS. I just like using Proxmox because of the added functionality. Yes, you did see the toilet paper for wiping off the thermal paste. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the plants are, yeah. What am I going to say? We try. Can you set up the VM ZFS? Different videos. Yes, so this is a multi-purpose service. Basically, the main purpose for the service being a NAS for my parents, where this will be located. And then it's also remote backup storage for me to do my backups at a physical different location than my house. Because I back up about 15 to 18 terabytes right now with all the videos and stuff like that. And if I'd be paying a cloud vendor for that monthly... basically in 1.5 years I would have bought all the hardware including the disk, etc. So then I'd rather buy it myself, maintain it myself because it's fun to do so, I think, and I have a location where I can put it. It becomes my parents' NAS, so it's useful for them, and it becomes my backup location. It doesn't use that much power, and I have about 30 to 40 terabytes available to me to do my backups. The power measurement is correct. I think so, yeah. Current power factor is 0.58. So it depends on if you have to pay for power factor or not. But generally people don't have to, so. Yeah, I think I already did that in another video. I'd have to look it up myself. Let's see if we can do it in the GUI. If we can do it in the GUI, I might. Yeah, so, yeah, okay, that's halted. It doesn't find any unused disks because the Proxmox GUI only understands using the whole disk for ZFS, and we made a partition of it. Yeah, I don't think this will make a difference. Let's see if we can do anything in that regard. Yeah, so I can't create a partition in the GUI. I'd have to do that from command line. The GUI, yes. The graphical user interface. Okay. I'll do you one solid. We'll do this. Do I even have Putty on here? I do. Okay. Hold on. Let me configure Putty real quick. Change font, change settings, appearance. Let's see. Properties, Putty. Okay, that should be visible enough, I think. Right? That you guys can see that, right? Okay. What? GUI for cowards. PVE shell. GUI and shell, yes. No, I'll just choose Putty, that's fine. So, I am root, so let's apt install gdisk. Oh, Jesus. GDisk is already installed. That's good. ZFS list. I have to remember how to do this. So we have an rpool. Oh, I haven't done this in a while. Zpool list. Right, we have an R pool. Okay, so let's go to def disk by ID. And we have our two Force MP10s over here and over here. And we just saw in the GUI that our part 3 was our boot volumes. And we can also see that if we do a... Oh no, we can't see that easily. Well, we know part 3 is our GUIs. So let's say gdisk, def disk by ID. And then let's take our first NVMe. Okay, now we can print the partition info, and we see, okay, we have 3 partitions, and this 99 GIB one, that is our boot drive, and it's of the configuration type BF01. And what we want to do, we want to create a new one, and well, that's partition 4, so we can just hit enter. And the first sector is the next one, so we can just hit enter. And the last sector, I don't want to use the whole drive, because these drives are already a little bit used, and so I don't want to use all of the space. I want to give the controller on the NVMe drives a little bit of slack space to move and work around it. So it says total free space is 794 GIB. So I'm going to say, okay, let's do plus 700 for this partition size, and I think just the G is enough. And then it asks me, okay, what kind of partition type do you want to make? Well, if this is a BF01, this should be a BF01 too. Okay, so let's print that again. Okay, so now it says, okay, we have 99.5 GIB. We added another one of 700 GIB, and that leaves us with 94 GIB of slack space, basically. And that's what I wanted to do, because I wanted to give the controller a little bit of extra space. And I believe it's it's W to exit and disk to write it and exit. Oh no, it will be overwritten. Yes, please do that. Okay, but since this is our boot drive, we can't really reload the drive, and we also have another one to do. So let's repeat that process. Gdisk dev disk by ID. Hop. The second one. You'll notice you don't see the partition yet on the first one. That's fine. Let's print it again. New for first sector plus 700G. Okay, what type should it be? BF01. Yes. W. Yes. Okay. So now it has the new partitions. We can do a very difficult procedure to reload partitions on system disks, but we're going to do the easy way, and that's just hit reboot. Oh no, I'm out of Coke. Stream's been going on too long. One of the good things is it hasn't automatically turned off yet. That's good. So hopefully that's fixed. Okay, let's see if it's back. Yes, it is. So if we now take a look at def disk by ID, and we do that, we now have a part 4. Okay, let's check the GUI real quick. I'll do that off camera, if we can actually use those. No, the GUI still says you don't have an empty disk. You cannot do anything with ZFS. I disagree. So then we do a zpool create. Oh god, what was it? Do we have a help? Right, zpool create -O A shift is 12. I'm not gonna explain why you need to do that. Pool vdev. How do I specify? I believe it's a mirror. And then we specify our first partition. And we say def disk by ID. And then our second one. Yeah, that is true, Maiko. The SLC and the MLC space and dynamic allocation and stuff like that. But then there's also garbage collection and things like that. And that's what the over-provisioned space helps for. The drive itself already does the SLC and MLC management. And yes, giving it more free space will make it easier for it to do that. Yeah, basically all of that is to make it easier for the controller to do its stuff. I do have A shift 12, right? Oh, I don't know if it's default 12. I'm used to doing it myself. I think this is... No, I don't have a name yet. I need to name the pool. A VM mirror, I guess. I don't know. I think this is the right way. So we have zpool create -o A shift 12. I want to create a mirror. The mirror should be called VM mirror. And then I give it the two partitions we just created. Enter. Oh no, maybe it should be VM mirror on the end. I don't remember. Or don't I say that it's a mirror? No, I normally have to say that it's a mirror. Do you hate QLC? QLC has its place, I guess. Let me just look up the command line real quick, sorry. Oh, it's name first and then type. No. Yeah, okay. So it's name VM mirror. No, don't use capitals. VM mirror, which should be a mirror. See, I need to look these things up too. So zpool create -o A shift 12, name of the pool, type pool, and then the two partitions. Okay. Zpool status. Nice. We now have an R pool, which is the initial boot pool, and we now have a VM mirror pool, which is our VM mirror pool. And if we do a zpool list, we see the right sizes there. I think the compression is enabled by default nowadays, but otherwise we can do zpools. ZFS set compression is LZ4 on VM mirror. There we go. So now we know for sure compression is enabled. Let's see if we can see it in the GUI. Nope, that's not the right one. Wait, where's my screen? I can't select the browser. Oh no! Hold on. There we go. Okay. Reload. Ha! I just hit the reload button and it's just there. So that's how I create the second storage pool. And now Proxmox says, hey, you know, I found two pools and they're all healthy. And, oh yeah, this is on partition 4. And, this is on partition 3. And online, everything's great. You just can't create it in the GUI that way. I don't know. So, yeah. Now we have two storage pools. But I am going to end it there. So let's chat a little bit and then end it. Okay. I'm pretty happy. It's humming along. It's not making a lot of noise. That's good. And it hasn't crashed yet. It doesn't use a lot of power. 30 watts is pretty good. Without discs, but still. There's 5 fans spinning and some SSDs and stuff like that. There's RGB memory. I mean, that uses power. I mean, we all know that. And, yeah, that's been pretty successful. So, any last questions before I end this stream? Nice upgrade. Yeah, I like it. It shouldn't use too much power. Actually, we could I could experiment with enabling the on-demand scheduler, the on-demand CPU scheduler, because I believe Proxmox by default uses the high-performance scheduler, and since this is a low-performance box that just needs to be there most of the time, well, yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll take a look at that. Where is the pink LED? I don't know. We have a blue one here. That's it. Sorry. No pink LEDs this time. I can make my wall pink. You want a pink wall? Hold on. Bookcase. Maybe a little bit more red. What kind of pink you like? That's more blue. There we go. There you go, pink background for you, Johnny. You've been a great mod, so hey. Hope I can get my 32-core, 376GB of ECC memory server up and running. That's awesome. Why not DDR5 motherboard? DDR5 is twice as expensive as DDR4. I still had a DDR4 kit that I wanted to use. And the motherboards are also more expensive for DDR5. So, unless you have a really high performance demand for DDR5 right now, I'd get DDR4 because it's cheaper all around, and except for the really top high-end overclocked blah 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 state, it really doesn't make a difference yet. Once AMD releases their new generation at the middle or end of the year with DDR5, that will probably be the time to switch, not right now. This has the Eco cores, right? No, a i5-12400, which this is, only has 6 P cores, no E cores. That's also why I kind of dared to use it with Proxmox and stuff like that, because there's only P cores, which a normal CPU used to have anyway. I'm not sure how Proxmox would handle the newer core type, basically. Oh god, no. Okay. That's actually wrong. There we go. Yeah, DDR5 is a good upgrade, and it'll be better for the years to come. But right now, like DDR4 was in the beginning, especially if you still have DDR4, or you can get it for half the price, especially for such a workload, get the cheapest option. Any recommendations for LED lights to be run in-home as normal lights? If we're talking LED strips, check the analog section on QuinLED.info, and there is the recommended strips, and those are all high CRI and stuff I've tested myself, and well, my recommendations are right there. Why the crazy high latency with the newer generation RAM? So yeah, the cache latencies are higher, but this happens each RAM generation, and in the end, it kind of depends. If you have latency of 2 and speed of 4, if you then increase latency to 4 and speed to 5, that wouldn't make sense. But if latency goes from 2 to 4, but speed goes from 4 to 10, in the end you're still faster even though you have a higher latency. And that's the goal with the newer RAM standards all the time. So throughput outpaces the amount the latency rises. So if it was this before, this goes back to here, but this now goes way higher than the riser here is. So in the end, it will be faster. Do you have a link for the M.2 SSDs? No, I don't. These were just some random SSDs I have lying around. If I would buy them, I'd probably get something different. I might even get QLC, Maiko. But I'd just get something cheap. Do not run Proxmox on USB drives. It'll burn right through them. But any reasonably decent NVMe drive should last for years and years. When is the analog QuinLED controller be out? So the AN Penta DIY will be released soon, so everyone can build one. And the pre-assembled version, which I plan on making somewhere this year. I really don't know. Do you plan to have any out-of-band management for this server? I do. It's called my dad. And if there's a problem with the server, I can actually phone into my KVM and I can ask him, hook up a monitor and see what's going on. Or most often it's just, turning it off and on again. And so that's my KVM. It's really physical hands-on KVM. Yeah, you need to understand the whole picture instead of just the best numbers. That's very true. Do you have an Aliexpress link for this dad concept? No, sorry, I don't. Human Flash KVM. Yes, that's it. Any reason you chose the i5 12400 over the other offerings? Yes. I thought it was a good mix between the power you get versus what you pay. I also looked at i3s and even Celerons. But I wanted to go kind of do it halfway high-end to also be able to do something more with it. Maybe the system is coming back in 2-3 years or something like that. And if it was a very low power, exactly spec'd for the intended purpose system, I wouldn't be able to reuse it again. But then again, this one is much more general purpose suited. So if my parents want to run some home automation or other stuff, I'd rather it have decent power, while not using a lot of power, than take the cheapest I can get. And the difference between a 4-core and a 6-core was like 60 bucks, 60 euros. I was like, I'll just get the 6-core. And I think it's a very good compromise between price and speed. And that's why I got it. That's also why I got the Z690 board. I could have thought up a cheaper solution, but this is a better solution, or a doing it right kind of solution in regards to PCI lanes and stuff like that. Now, it doesn't really matter on this server, but I just like doing stuff that way. Thinking it through, looking at all the PCI lanes and the distribution of those, and just having all the bandwidth where it's needed. I don't know. It's just, I like doing it that way. Can VMs be turned into thick clients? What? Thin. What? I'm confused. You can use a VM and RDP into it, and you can use a very low power host, I guess, to RDP into it. And this is plenty of power to run some VMs. I don't know, but it really depends on your purpose. And yeah, I mean, I could even add a video card, something not too high power draw. I'd need a different power supply, because this power supply wasn't bought with a video card in mind. Or you'd need something that uses PCI power. And use that. But yeah, for Plex or transcoding or stuff like that. But that's not in the cards right now. Mod it. Mod the power supply? No, that's not. Oh wait, no, you mean Johnny is like the Uber mod today. Thanks, Johnny. Will you hook it up to a UPS? No, it's not worth it. Here in the Netherlands, we have maybe 1 hour of power cut every 10 years. Maybe. I can't remember the last time we didn't have power. So it's not really worth it, and the discs and everything, like with ZFS, is configured in such a way, even if the power cuts, you might lose some of the last writes, but ZFS won't become corrupt. That's fine for my intended use. Spammer 4 killed. Now we can end the stream. Oh yeah. Oh, scammer. Oh no. 2 times a year? Oh wow. No. Once every 10 years. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. If it was once every a year, you could maybe, but as I said, ZFS is very power loss tolerant. It won't go corrupt. Maybe you'll lose some files, but since they're backups, that's fine. I'm not too worried about it. Cool. Okay, so thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you for building. I hope the triple camera setup, I think it kind of worked out. Gave you a good shot of what was going on. And next week, I think we'll be building a QuinLED DIY board, because I want to release those updated designs, but then I actually have to build them and test them. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys back in the next video, live stream, Discord, wherever. Bye-bye.
Think I need an exorcist right now. Oh, hear your voice, but you are not around. Oh.